What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Gemini Jets August 2023 releases. The releases are coming out at a bit of an unusual time today, as normally the releases are announced at noon Pacific time, but for this month, they are being announced at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so 1 p.m. Eastern time or noon Central time for me, Tuesday, July 18th of 2023. Not sure why they're releasing the releases at a different time than what they're used to, so we'll have to see what's up with that. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the releases once noon Central Time hits. It is still 11:59. One thing I do want to mention real quick, I did talk about this in a previous video, my Sioux Falls Airport update, that the Delta Connection number 175 will be coming out by February of 2024, so keep an eye out for that. So whether or not that means it will actually be announced on that month or before then, we'll have to see. But I think it'll come out probably by then. Okay, looks like the webpage has been updated, and we have ourselves the Gemini Jets August 2023 releases early, as advertised. First release that we have up, we have the KC-135, the U.S. Air Force from Kansas, with a beautiful tail decal there. We got an American flag and a wolf there, which is really nice, and also we have a decal up in the midsection of the aircraft, looks like for someone right there. I can't see. It's Ad Astra per Aspera. I think that's how you say it. Next release, we have another military aircraft. We have a U.S. Air Force C-17 from Charlotte. So good to see the C-17s again. They always like to do one every other month or so. We do have the Canyon Blue Retro in 1-200 for this month. Also nice to see this. The 1-400 release looks pretty good, and I'm probably going to pick that one up here in a little while because I'm still trying to recover from airliners. That did not do good for me. We have the Lufthansa A330-300 with the Fanhansa Diversity Winds livery. So a lot of releases coming over from 1-400 from last month, which is usually the tradition with Gemini Jets. We have the JetBlue A220-300. Also nice to see this. November 3044 Juliet. Also the same registration as 1-400. The 1-400 release is pretty good, mind you, so I'd be looking forward to this. We have a Delta 737-900ER, flaps down. Nice to see this also. And we'll have that regular release to follow up next. So we'll get that picture loaded. And sometimes the pictures don't load for me right away, but there we go. There is the regular release. We have a Contour ERJ-145, a great regional jet here for 1-200. The 1-400 release looked pretty good. I didn't pick that up at airliners, unfortunately, but I do need to get that at some point. Next up, we have the Azul A321neo in the, I forget what this livery is called. I need to take a look here. Okay, the remarks section doesn't list anything special, but it is kind of like a special livery in a way, because it has like the Brazil flag there, and it's all painted in this dark blue color. It's a very nice livery, I must say. We have an Atlas Air 767-300. Looking like we're having a pretty big release set this month, because I think we've already gone through like 7 or 8 1-200 releases, so we'll see how that affects the 1-400 set as we move forward. We have the Alaska Seattle Kraken 737 MAX 9. Also great to see that. A lot of great releases in 1-200 this month. Love to see this effort. And we have the Air Wisconsin CRJ 200 Retro. Yes. Love to see that. Hopefully the 1-400 release is coming very, very soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves the 1-400 releases. Let's go ahead and begin. The 1-200 set I thought was pretty good, so let's see what yes, we got ourselves an MD-80 this month, the US Air MD-82, a future release that was announced a little while ago. I think it was back in April, because I remember the day it was announced. I was walking back from one of my classes, and I saw that Gemini Jets had posted a bunch of future releases that day. So very, very nice to see that. I will be picking that one up at some point whenever I get a chance. Ooh, wow. Okay, we are going really heavy on the retros this month. We have a TWA 747 SP, the Boston Express sticker. Now, I know NG did this a few months ago. Actually, more than a few months ago. I think it's been like, at least 6 to 12 months since they did it. But very nice to see a TWA 747 SP. Now, I know that the JC 747 SP mold is not necessarily the best, but, what can you do? If you did miss out on the NG release and want to pick this up, this is definitely a good opportunity to get this. We have a Delta 767-400 up next. Awesome. It looks like we do have a sticker up at the front. I think this is the one for the Georgia Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken. Take a look here. No remarks there in the remarks section, but I do remember seeing this. I think it was shortly after the Georgia Bulldogs. They won the college football national championship game, I think this past year, because they've won it in back-to-back years now. So they are a very dominant team right now. We have another Delta A330-900 Neo, so our second release of the Delta A339, excluding the Team USA release, because that was an exclusive release, but very good to see that. We have a regular British Airways 777-200ER, so this will complement the One World release that they did last month. I see we may have ourselves another BA release up here, so let's take a look. Let's see here. Actually, we do have a flaps down in this set. But for some reason, the picture does not show the flaps down sticker. So just imagine that that flaps down sticker is there, just for your sake. Ooh, wow. This is a very unique release. This is a American Eagle Dash 8. I believe that this is... It's a Dash 8 100. So this is one of the Piedmont ones. Because they used to have the Dash 8 100 for Piedmont Airlines a few years ago. They just retired them. I think it was in like 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. But this is a Piedmont Retro livery, so this is a very nice release. We got plenty of retros this month, so they seem to be loading up on that quite a bit. We have an American 787-8 flaps down, so this I would assume would complete all of their flaps down releases for American Airlines, all the wide-body stuff. So we'll have that regular release to follow after that, which is also nice to see. Hopefully the color on this is really good. We have an Air China Cargo 747-400 Interactive Series. So interactive series coming back after a bit of a hiatus that we had with them, so nice to see that they are back for this month. Oh, we got two MD-80s this month. So this is the Aeromexico MD-82, the same one that they announced in 1-200 last month. Same registration and everything. They did fix the artwork with this. They did include the engines. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, but the 1-200 release does have the engines. So the artwork there, just a bit of an error on that. And that is everything that we have in this release. Yeah, very interesting layout for this month. Not a whole lot of different airlines necessarily, but we do have quite a bit to talk about here in terms of what they chose to release. So we do have plenty of retros this month. We have the Aeromexico MD-82, TWA 747SP, the US Air MD-82, and also I will count the American Dash 8 100 as it's sort of a retro because the aircraft isn't in service anymore. That's also a very nice release. And then some of our modern stuff, we have the American 787-8, British Airways 777, and your Delta wide bodies, so pretty much your typical Gemini slate of releases with some wide bodies. But nonetheless, these are pretty good wide bodies, and I expect that these will sell pretty well. And then we move on down to the 1-200 section, just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything, which I did not. Unlike with the last release video I did, I missed the NG Alaska Salmon People 737. Gemini still has that as a future release. But looking at the 1-200 releases, Air Wisconsin Retro would be of my my major interest if I were collecting 1-200, because again, these 1-200s are very expensive, and that and the Contour ERJ 145, they are the only two 1-200 models that are under $100. And then just seeing here, what else I could mention. But a lot of 1-400 releases carrying over, so you have something like the Seattle Kraken Max, LS Air 763, Azul A321 Neo, Contour ERJ 145, Delta 739, JetBlue A220, Lufthansa A330, Southwest Canadian Blue, and then the two military releases that we have in there. So yeah, I would say this is actually a pretty good set. Maybe we're lacking a couple of airlines, some representation from some continents. This is a pretty great release, especially for retro collectors with those two MD-80s and the 747 SP if you are vying for one of those as well. And I guess also that American Eagle Dash 8 100, which I am thinking about getting too. That would also be an interesting release to add to my collection, since I don't have a Dash 8 100. I have a 200 of United Express, but obviously those have since been retired. And that will do it for this video. So, with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.